Hey guys, welcome back to Sitting with Ash. I'm Ashley. This isn't gonna be too long because I just took my sleeping medicine, which I don't think I've ever done before reading, but I want to go to bed right after this. So, we're gonna do a collective check-in using the Yin Yang Oracle. Hello, Lola. Whoa. To be expected. It's heavy energy right now. I wouldn't expect anything less, like I said. And look at that. This is the only creased card, and it is the courage to change. So, I think that's something that we're all grappling with right now. I've been using the word grappling a lot lately. Makes me feel... No. Oh, hello. Alright, we have fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I've been thinking about fire a lot, but more in the form of Molotov cocktails than fire signs. I mean, like that scene from Stranger Things, of course, when they throw it at Vecna. So, you know, that show is the only thing I'm referring to right now. Okay, we have healing our inner child, transcendence, unity. Ooh, we have more fire energy with Mars, hot and attraction. Mars rules Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac. Lack and doubts. Oh, God, I love this song. It's such a, like, powerful song for women who have been obliterated. Which has always been my experience in love. It's awesome. Wow, we have air energy, so air feeds fire. We have avoidance and stalemate. The air signs are Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. We're coming up on Aquarius season. What's the date today? Oh, we still have like a week or so. In Capricorn. We have winter rebirth. We have deception, temptation. We have watching, spying, and inspecting. We have release, surrender, and purge. Oh, we have freedom, leap, Uranus. Did I read these yet to you? Decisions, disharmony, triggers, and conflict. Did I read those yet? I don't think I did. Let's get a few more. Is that masculine energy? I feel like I'm playing a game of memory. No, thoughts in isolation. I have coconut oil in my eyes, so things are a little blurry for me. Coconut oil is perfect for fucking everything, but especially removing eye makeup, which is why it's in my eyes. Okay. Shadow side, moon in the dark night. Present, abundant, and gratitude. Let's get a few more. Good, I'm glad you came out. Karma, balance, and justice. Toxicity, bound, and patterns wanted to come out, but it didn't. We'll see if it comes out. I love this song. This is my favorite song. This version, David Bowie and Queen together. If you've ever listened to the lyrics, it is such a good song. Confusion, illusions. Summer and growth. That's too many. I'll take that one. I'm not taking that whole stack. Alright. Control tactics. So how are we finding balance in our own lives despite the control tactics? What is lighting your own fire? Are you able to stay in a passionate space? Are you even in a passionate space? Are you allowing every news notification to impact your well-being? Are we allowing ourselves to get back into this lack mentality? Are we avoiding reality? What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we doing our shadow work? Are we healing our inner child? Are we trying to stay present? What decisions are we making? What are we confused about? What do we have rose-colored glasses about? Are you in a cult? Or are you able to think for yourself? That's a legitimate, not rhetorical question, by the way. What do we need to release? What do we need to get rid of? Whether it's belief systems, people who are impacting us, even just turning off your notifications can be helpful. I use this phone, and I do not ever. It's on silent. Ew. And then I have a backup phone that I have the volume on. So if I get emails, I hear that phone because I just keep it in my purse. And then I'll check my email on this phone, but I do not do notifications at all. So it helps my mental health because I don't want constant notifications. So I don't know, maybe that's a thing for you because I never talk about that shit. Care for the people on the edge of the night, and love dares you to change your ways. Fucking love this song. Oh, Venus offer. Deception, temptation. Where the fuck did you come from? This is our last chance. It's a daunting time to be alive. But I think that, you can only control yourself. So don't worry about... don't become apathetic, because I think apathy is the reason that we're here right now. Apathy and hatred, clearly. But I think that, and a lot of that is ruled by self-hatred, because a lot of this shit is just projection. Narcissistic projection, which is where we find ourselves. The entire world is having to deal with narcissist projection. There are these three main dictators in our world. Netanyahu, Putin, and Trump. There are some, lesser known also psychopaths, but these three fuckers are crazy, okay? Here we are. I don't know a lot about Russia. I've never really wanted to know a lot about Russia. In fact, the season 4 of Stranger Things made me learn a lot more than I wanted to. I got very uncomfortable during that season, just seeing it. I don't really want to know. But I do know that there's a triangle here, right? What is that sound? Is this Pink Floyd? Yes. I'm gonna sleep so good today. I think the ironic thing here, so I have transcendence, unity, freedom, leap, opportunities, thoughts, isolating, and shadow side, and moon in the dark night here. Remember that the moon goes through cycles as we do as well, right? Sometimes it's full, sometimes it's not, okay? In fact, it spends more time not being full than it does full, okay? Let's keep it so fucking for real. It's only full on one night. Whereas the other time of the month, it is not full, okay? Wow, this medicine is kicking in quick. Alright. So the interesting thing here is that this unity within yourself is what is going to lead to your freedom. Your ability to address your shadow side by working through your mental. I feel like I'm just repeating myself because that's what the other reading was also pretty much about, but I used a different deck. So I think that, the important things to remember right now is that we can only control ourselves. But within that, we can choose to be the change we wish to see in the world. We can choose to not believe this deception, to not give in to the temptation. And the temptation is that you're buying, people are selling their souls to do this work, right? I'm talking about ICE predominantly. Or, the IDF is different, the IOF, the Israel people, because they've gotten to a point of indoctrination within their own confines, and borders or whatever, to, I just think about life pre October 7th, 2023. And think about, I don't know about you, but I haven't missed a day of what's happened in Palestine. And it's just crazy to me to think about the brainwashing that people have. I hate it here. So exhausting. Since 2020, it's just been wow. It's that REM song, It's the End of the World as We Know It, I'm so disappointed in humanity, but I think it's because a lot of people are giving in to this temptation. Whatever the temptation is, whatever it is, there's plenty of these control tactics that take people away from being present, right? People are choosing to avoid really important things that are happening because they want to stay illusioned, right? My mother is one of these people. I've tried to wake her up to the happenings of she locked me up, and I still ran back, and I was like, no, you need to understand this. And she was like, I don't want to know. A lot of people, especially here in the United States, want to stay ignorant to what's going on because they will hold their privilege that way, right? They don't want to be triggered into any sort of change, right? That courage to change was the first card out. Disharmony and conflict. I think people really avoid conflict. I'm one of these people that likes to hit conflict head on because I'm uncomfortable in the space of purgatory. I don't like it. I don't like things unsaid or things. I like to know. I like to address things. I like to communicate about things. I like to call shit out. I love that, right? Not because I want to be problematic, but because I think it's silly to avoid such important things. And I think that the way we feel in relationship to others, not necessarily romantic, but in the world, is the utmost important reason we are here, to a certain extent, right? There's lots of reasons that we're here, but our relationship to each other is so important, okay? So, I don't know if this made any sense. Don't allow yourself to get stuck in this space of lack and doubt. Allow yourself to surrender this victimhood, this lack mentality, this constantly centering of self. Yes, you are an important person on the planet, but you are not the only one. We are all here. We all have different skills. We all have different things for a reason, right? Because, I often think about, Julian Brown, the guy who has created plastiline. He figured out a way to recycle plastic and turn it into gasoline, solving two of the most insane issues that this world has seen, that this world has had wars for, right? Oil and just the amount of... Who is this? Leonard Skinner. I miss the dive bars in Wisconsin. My early 20s were spent in a lot of dive bars. Well, not a lot. My friend worked at one, so we always went to the same one. And around the Packers Stadium, there are so many dive bars, and classic rock was the name of the game. Anyway, Thank you for walking down memory lane with me. Choosing to participate in a society that you know you can add solutions to is what I'm trying to get at. I believe we all have our own drive and motivating forces for a reason. We all have our interests and passions and skills that we're supposed to act on, that we're supposed to put into practice to create a better world. But this system and these societies have done everything to cage us in, right? So what will you do? Will you choose to better yourself? Will you choose to become whole within yourself? Will you choose to be a part of the solution? Or will you continue to choose lack, victimhood, right? What is it that's going to put this fire under your ass, right? Again, if you need to consult Stranger Things about learning how to make those, season 4. Okay. Like the last couple episodes. Anyway. I guess we'll do the Stranger Things deck since I keep talking about it. I have a new deck. Let me just pull a couple from these. I do have Higher Self Elevation or Activation at the bottom of the Yin Yang Oracle. And that's the point, right? Your higher self is that version of you that wants solutions, not just for you, but for everyone. And I think there's a certain level of, obviously, consumerism breeds selfishness, in egotistical behavior, right? Apathy, ignorance, straight up hatred, violence, competition. All of the shadow aspects that we experience inside of us are presented by this system around us within the way that this system works. So when we can recognize that, when we can recognize it as, you know, less of a personal problem and more of a, oh, maybe I just adopted these traits because literally everyone else acts like this or does this, right? Like the trends and whatnot. I don't do trends. I'm a trendsetter. And even as a trendsetter, I get very annoyed when others follow suit. We each have our own lives. I tell Niall this a lot of the times. You are your own person. You have your own ideas. You have your own, passions. You have your own things to be excited about. You don't need my validation. I'm here to support you, but, you are your own person, and the things that you come up with are lovely. They're wonderful. You don't need other people to constantly validate, right? I have to be very careful because my baby daddy's a narcissist, and I don't know if that shit's genetic, but I am not going to allow my child to be a narcissist. So that's why we have conversations like that. I am very intentional about making sure that that child is not going to grow up to be a monster. To the best of my ability, right? We have the Fool and the Two of Scoops. And the Fool just came out as the first energy in that other reading that I just posted using the Light Seers Tarot. The Two of Cups, or the Two of Scoops, has been coming out like every time I use this deck. Scoops represent Earth energy, so Two of Pentacle energy, about finding balance, making decisions to find balance, and being a fool about it, right? Taking leaps of faith, trusting in your own shit, like what I was just saying, trusting in the things that you're drawn to. It's for a reason. It's because, your higher self is trying to get you to wake the fuck up and be a part of the solution, right? We have the Six of Spokes. Spokes is water, energy, emotion. And the character on that card is Alexei, the Russian dude who is like really, really smart. We have the Nine of Spokes. Sorry, I'm not perfect at Roman numerals. We have the Nine of Spokes. Again, water energy. So that's like initiating as much happiness as you can on your own, right? The Nine of Cups in the traditional tarot. The Hermit, Virgo energy, allowing yourself to take the space you need to focus. Two of Dice. Dice is air energy. Two of Swords. So making a tough decision. Are you going to keep going with the status quo, or are you going to take a stand? I think you're going to take a stand because we have my favorite little friend, Dustin, as the Sun. The Sun is the happiest deck happiest card in the tarot. I'm going to go ahead and read the blurb for each of these. That was just the overview of the tradish. Scoops. I used to love classic rock. It was the only thing I listened to in Green Bay because I didn't have a CD player. I did in my car, but it didn't work. That car was a piece of shit. Alright, this card is inviting you. Two of Scoops. Dust in the wind. Is this Guns N' Roses? Kansas. Damn it. I have Kansas on vinyl. Okay, we have, this card is inviting you to experiment. Maybe you've been in a rut and it's time to try things on until you find something that feels like you, instead of what other people expect of you. I literally just saw that in different words. Give yourself some room to grow. You will restore balance to your personal and professional life, and don't beat yourself up as you learn. Allow yourself to go through the process. Which is the Fool energy next. Will Byers, God, this coconut oil is really fucking with my eyeballs, my sight. Will Byers never expected to, oh my God, I'm getting old. I am getting old. Will Byers never expected a late night bike ride to lead him to an alternate dimension. Nevertheless, his journey began. The Fool portrays the start of a great adventure, and when it breaks through into your reading, it means that you are about to set out on a new path. Please choose to be a part of the change we need. I know it feels like we're so powerless, but again, the only thing we can control is ourselves. And when we control ourselves, and when we lean into the things that we're supposed to be passionate about, it has a huge ripple effect. People notice and they start to implement it in their own lives. Again, not necessarily out of imitation, but a lot of the times it's out of inspiration. That was super G. I do say so myself. It's quite inspirational. Alright, Alexei did end up dying, but he ended up dying really happy. Probably the happiest he's ever been. The sweet sentimental nostalgia of the 6 of spokes may have you feeling like a kid at a fun fair. Like Alexei, this card evokes the innocence of childhood and the peace that comes with connecting to your past. Get yourself a cherry slushie. It's time to indulge in some simple pleasures. Simple minds, simple pleasures. I say that all the time. Also, live simply so others can simply live. So maybe you need to simplify the way you're living, or maybe you need to show up differently. I think we all do to a certain degree at this point. And we're all navigating that risk assessment as we go, right? Remember the lessons of letting go learned. God, I'm getting old. Learned with the 8 of spokes. This card represents the same thing. Better you were waiting for. It's time to indulge yourself. What? It's time to indulge yourself to reward all of the dedication and hard work that you've done. Okay. Alright, I'm ready to be all done. Let's do it. Okay, the Hermit. I hate commercials. I'm sorry, Roman numerals and coconut oil blurring my vision are it's just a disaster over here. I don't like this song. I do like this song. Alright, we have turned the wheel into the punk era, okay? We've got the Hermit. There's something to be said for inner exploration, and no one knows that better than Eleven. When she needs to traverse the vast terrain of her mind, she turns to a quiet place free from distractions. You have reached a pivotal moment in your life where you are craving a new direction, re-evaluating your priorities, or examining your relationships. And it's time to close off the outside world and be at peace with your thoughts. Yup. I think I saw that. Anyway, alright, 2 of dice. Alright. I believe. What? That was weird. So if you watch the show, I believe means something. But I meant to say I belong at a beach. But it came out I believe. Alright. Friends don't lie, but sometimes they do. The 2 of dice finds you at a crossroads with relationship. You may be feeling that you aren't being valued, or you may have discovered dishonesty. If you want to preserve the relationship, it's going to require saving role to increase communication. Otherwise, it's time to abandon the quest. So again, place those boundaries where they need to be. And you don't necessarily need to speak it, but if you don't speak it, you're going to have a little bit more self-control. Whereas if you do speak it, it's easier to know if someone is trying to cross your boundaries, right? Speaking it, having clarification is helpful, but it also takes balls. The Sun, our friend Dustin. I love Dustin because he reminds me of Niall. Whether he's showing off his glow up at the snowball or warming you with the rays of his trademark smile, Dustin knows how to make people feel good. The Sun represents enthusiasm, the dawning of better days ahead, and carefree times with your friends. It reminds you to take hold of whatever makes you feel the most powerful and harness that energy. Alright, friends, let me do one affirmation for ya. And then I'm gonna... What? 30 fucking minutes? I thought I was gonna be here for like 15. I'm a yapper. Plus basket cases coming on next, so let's just keep going. Where's my box? Where's my box? For those of you who don't know, box used to be a reference for female genitalia back in the day. I have no idea why. Alright. Here it is. Believe in yourself, go out and make things happen, and enjoy today. Remember the now, it's the little things that make life big, and attitude is everything. Have a good one.